Once upon a time, in the court of a certain king, there was a minister who was renowned for his intelligence and wisdom. Whenever the kingdom faced an important decision, the king would always seek his advice. Thanks to his brilliance, the king placed great trust in him and valued his counsel deeply. However, this trust also made the minister the target of jealousy among many courtiers. One day, the king unexpectedly said to the minister, "You are indeed very smart, but your son is utterly foolish. He has no sense at all." The minister felt uneasy upon hearing that and respectfully asked, "Your Majesty, why do you say my son is foolish?" The king replied, "Every morning when I visit the marketplace to meet the people, your son is always there. I ask him, which is more valuable, gold or silver? And every time he replies, silver." Hearing that, the entire court burst into laughter, thinking how ignorant he must be. The minister said nothing more. With a heart full of doubt and curiosity, he quietly returned home. He couldn't understand how the son he had raised so carefully could give such a silly answer. When he got home, the minister immediately called for his son and asked seriously, "Son, which is more valuable, gold or silver?" Without hesitation, the son replied, "Gold is more valuable, father." Surprised, the minister asked, "If you know gold is more valuable, then why do you tell the king every day that silver is more valuable?" Because of that answer, the entire court laughed at you today, and I was deeply embarrassed. The boy simply smiled and invited his father into his room. He opened a small box. Inside were hundreds of shiny silver coins. "Look, father, these are the silver coins I've received from the king," he said. "Every morning the king shows me 2 coins, 1 gold and 1 silver, and asks me which one is more valuable. I always choose the silver coin, and he laughs and gives it to me. The day I pick the gold coin, the game will end, and I'll stop receiving silver coins." The minister stood in silence, stunned. He realized that the son everyone thought was foolish was, in fact, incredibly wise enough to stay silent and benefit over the long term. It was a type of wisdom that not everyone could recognize. After hearing his son's explanation, the minister no longer felt embarrassed or upset. Instead, he was filled with pride. He realized that the boy everyone in the court mocked as foolish actually possessed a quiet wisdom, a kind of intelligence that didn't need to be flaunted. From that day on, whenever someone laughed at his son, the minister no longer got angry or defended him. He simply smiled silently, knowing that not everyone could understand the value of patience, subtlety, and long-term thinking. This story reminds us that in life, some people do very little but love to make a loud show of it, while others quietly create great things without needing attention. If you know you're doing the right thing, don't let others' opinions shake you. Sometimes, those who are labeled foolish or crazy are actually the ones who see farther and deeper than the rest. So walk steadily, stay humble, and do what's right. True success doesn't need to shout. Real value shines in its own quiet way. Have you noticed how in life there are people who make a big fuss over the smallest achievement, acting as if they've conquered the world? Meanwhile, others quietly create incredible things without anyone noticing, simply because they don't need the spotlight. The story of the foolish son is a perfect example. Though mocked and laughed at, he calmly continued doing what he believed was right. No arguments, no explanations, no need to prove himself. He understood his goal and moved toward it quietly, collecting small silver coins day by day until they became a treasure even his father hadn't expected. At times, others may misunderstand or misjudge you. They might even call you foolish or strange. But what truly matters is whether you understand your own worth. Always remember, the world often ridicules what it does not yet understand. And sometimes, silence is the smartest response of all. So live with purpose, live with kindness, and let success speak for itself. If this story touched your heart, don't hesitate to share it with others. You never know, a simple tale like this might inspire someone, help them reflect, or even change the way they see life. Along our life journey, all of us will be misunderstood, wrongly judged, or face moments where we must choose between reputation and real reward. Just like the boy in the story, sometimes silence and wise choices are the keys to going farther. Learn to be patient. Not everything needs to happen quickly. Be grateful, because even in hardship, life always has a lesson for us. And always move forward, The path may be slow, but what matters is that you don't stop walking. Life doesn't require you to be loud to be recognized. True value lies in persistence, humility, and a kind heart. Thank you for listening to today's story. See you next time, where we'll continue to explore simple yet meaningful lessons from life.